How much of this was related to the media perspective on President Trump and what he might be saying about COVID, about schools reopening?
Yeah, I would say most of it, like more than most. I mean, nearly all, perhaps. And you can hate Trump, but that doesn't mean everything he says is wrong. And he happened to be right when it came to schools. But because people had this kind of heuristic in their mind where it's like anything that man says is stupid and horrible and therefore must be wrong and I must disagree with it. And that dynamic drove much of the response of these people, both consciously and unconsciously. The pandemic was such an extraordinary event in so many ways. Much of it, I think, is being memory holed and sort of rewritten as this kind of idea of, in particular with schools, where it's like, well, it was a fog of war, things were scary. These interventions were never going to work over a long period of time, the non-pharmaceutical intervention. And we knew this from the literature before the pandemic. We observed it right in the beginning of the pandemic when Europe reopened its schools and nothing happened. So we knew that schools weren't driving the pandemic. We knew that mask mandates and these other things were not effective because the evidence was actually there with millions of kids and it was ignored.